Hi, this is Robert Naini, your spray foam advisor. And last week I talked about how to structure the sales component of your business if that's not the part of the business that you focus on, that you spend the majority of your time on. And today I want to talk about operations. So if you're in the business and you are not an expert at operations and you don't want to spend the majority of your time on operations, then you definitely have to find someone closely related to the business, someone that you can respect, someone that you can trust to oversee and run operations. Because operations is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we serve our customers. This is where we actually get to implement our service or implement our product or provide whatever it is we're doing. In the case of spray foam insulation, this is where we actually get to go in and use our rigs to spray foam into attics and to spray foam into commercial buildings. And so the business revolves around this component of the organization. So you have to make sure that you have somebody very, very strong overseeing operations. Now, this operations manager is typically, in the case of a spray foam contractor, for example, they may have 1, 2, or 3 rigs that reports directly to them. They're going to have to be very familiar and intimately familiar with the crews on these rigs, with the equipment on the rigs, with how the rigs operate, with the cleanup process, with the maintenance procedures associated with all of the equipment, with the maintenance schedule. They're going to have to be the ones that oversee and manage how these rigs operate and make sure that they stay in good working order and good working condition. Because if a rig's down, the business is at risk for not making money. So ultimately, that operations manager is going to be responsible for the integrity of the equipment, for the integrity of the crews, which becomes very important for that operations manager. So how does an operations manager deal with absenteeism? How do they deal with workers that call out sick too much? How do they deal with workers that show up late? How do they deal with dishonesty? How do they deal with worker infighting between each other? All of these things are going to have to be dealt with at the operations manager level. This is the best place to deal with it. And then you may have to bring in some other managers from time to time, but ultimately you're going to want the operations manager to have his ear to the ground and understand what's happening in the operations component of the business. What's happening with the rigs, what's happening with the crews, what's happening with the work board. Are we getting all the jobs scheduled properly? Are we getting our clients served in a timely manner? Who are our top 10 or 20 clients? Who brings us the most business throughout the year? Our operations managers should know that because they want to make sure, of course, we want to treat everyone with respect and with dignity, but we want to make sure that our crews understand that the customers that pay our bills, that keep our lights on, that continuously do business with us over and over again, we're going to go that extra mile. We're going to make sure that those customers understand that they're valuable and why they're valuable, and make sure that we don't miss a beat when it comes to those customers. It's things like this. The operations is how we actually serve our customers. And we want to make sure that the person organized and running those operations has a complete understanding of how the business should run and specifically how the operations component of the business runs on a day-to-day basis. So that's the tip from Spray Foam Advisor today. Pay attention to how your operations side of your business is structured and what those personnel are doing, especially the managers, how they're doing it, and making sure that they're in tip-top shape. Because if you are not an expert on operations, right, that's really the guise of this tip is if your expertise is marketing or sales, or it's the admin side of the business, you're a manager that provided money and funded the creation of the business, then you really need someone in your corner. You need someone on your side who's an expert at the operations side of the business. That's the tip for today. This has been Robert Naini with Spray Foam Advisor. Thanks for checking us out. Catch us on some more videos.